Hey, my name is Martin and I'm the creator of RPG Tools. Today I will show you how to use the new RPG Tools content package. It was just released on itch.io and is part of the Humble Bundle, and I will show you how you can use it. So I use the itch.io app, but you can also just download everything manually from the itch.io page. It's basically the same. So in itch.io it's displayed like that. So there are 4 files in total. One contains the executables and the other 3 are content packages. And you can just click on install and pick a folder. Ignore the disk space available, seems like an error in the itch.io app. So I just created a dedicated folder for it, and I would recommend to do the same. And then click on install, and that needs to be done for all the 4 files. And since there is a lot of content, this might take some time. But in the meantime, I can explain you what is part of these packages. So the first one is the executable, and it also, so let's just install this in the same folder, which is picked by default. So this contains the executables, this contains creature graphic files, and this one contains character graphic files. And the last one, we can just click on install now. It will be queued, so it will be done once the other download is finished. So we just install everything in the same folder. And yeah, this package contains a lot of different assets. So a couple of base models you can use in the character editor. And it also contains a lot of different equipment parts you can change in the character editor. You can recolor them. We have 9 different creatures, including a goblin and a grey wolf. And we have a lot of different PNG files which you can use to create many kind of levels. You can see some examples here, like this is a dungeon level with some custom lighting, and this is a town level. Once everything is installed, I can show you everything in the engine. It also contains a complete UI kit, a lot of sound effects, 25 music tracks, and some effects here. So these are very nice effects you can also see in the videos, and I can also show you soon once everything is installed. It shouldn't take that long. These characters are part of the character editor, so you can freely combine the different parts and recolor them. I recolored the hair for this character, for example, but you can do that as you wish. And you don't have to use RPG tools as your engine. It's also meant as a helper tool for other engines, so you can, for example, just use the character editor and then export sprite sheets from that. So once everything is done, you can click on open and then click on RPG tools executable, and then it will show you the 2 executables we have. The first is for the tools and the second is for the game. At first you just need to use the tools executable. Once you have a working game, you can use the game executable to test it without using the tool, but there is also a quick testing mode inside the tool which can be used for almost everything. So at first you don't need to use the game executable at all. So and when you start a tool for the first time, you have some options how you want to start it. So if you have an existing project, you can just open it. But in our case, we want to start from scratch. And we want to use a template project, which is the example project that's selected by default. And now we need to define where we want to store our project. So I would suggest to pick a good folder for that. Let's use also something in the root folder we created. Awesome game 1. So that creates the project, and it will copy all the files you need. So it copies all the sound files, for example. So now you don't see anything in the character editor because we didn't add the image folders yet. That's what we need to do now. So you click on, that was a bit fast, you click on File, Add Image Folder. This can always be used to add additional folders to your library. So the tool will just scan everything inside of these folders, all the PNG files. And now we need to point it to the correct location. So itch.io creates folders with automated names, which is not that nice in this case. And because the demo project uses a fixed folder structure, we need to be careful here. So you need to pick the root folder. So in this case, this one. This one contains the tool. We don't need to add that. But we want to add this one and the other 2 ones. So we will add this one. Click OK. Here you see some options where you can activate parsing of assets from different artists, but you can just keep the default settings. So we click on OK, and now we see it already found some assets. So these were the creatures. But let's add all the image folders first. So we will now add the second one. So let's click on package 3. That's the character pieces. Click OK. And now the character pieces have appeared. And we will add one last folder. Package 4. Click OK. And that's it. So when we click on a character, it will load the sprite. And here you can see it in full resolution. And in the character editor, you can change the equipment. So here you see the equipment which is made for this character. And you can just activate or deactivate it. And when you deactivate this checkbox, you can see all the equipment parts from the other characters, which in this case, the female equipment also fits here. So I can just remove that and add something else. Yeah. But this tutorial should be mostly about the setup. So there are dedicated tutorials about the character editor. So just check out my video tutorial playlist. So we are already done with the basic setup, but I will just add one more test. So let's go to level editor and open one of the levels. So we create a couple of demo levels. Let's use the town level. So it will load it and change the zoom. That looks correct. And now you can go to Tools Play. You can also select the interface state. By default, none is selected, so you won't see any UI. You can choose in-game to see the default UI and then click on OK. We selected full screen, that's why it spawned a new window. And when you start for the first time, it loads some textures. That's why you see the lag here, but now it has loaded everything. So here you see the character. And you can also cast a fireball via right click or the acid blast. Yeah, so you should have a working project, and you can check out my other tutorials to see how to proceed from there. So thanks for watching and have fun with RPG tools.